you a virgin?
So, no, I'm not a virgin. But I am celibate. I've been celibate for going on 4 years or something like that now.
You haven't had sex in 4 years?
Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
She's like,
hey, you know when you just want to dream big, you can't let nobody hold you down, man. Don't let nobody stop you from what you're trying to
what up,
achieve.
though? It's your boy Kelvin J, man. I'm out here in Playa del Carmen with the famous Shawnee right here. We out here. We actually just pulled up to the OXXO. We about to grab some snacks out of here. Oh yeah? Gracias, señor.
This one's so tiny. Oh my god, can we go to the other one?
Which one?
The one down here.
Okay.
Sorry, look at them.
Gracias. So we are getting ready to get some snacks. We about to do a little fancy video. Y'all stay tuned and check it out. Subscribe, all that fancy stuff. Let's get it. Let's go, gang.
Oh, it's a 7-Eleven.
So I don't really know the Hispanic stuff in here, so I'm gonna let Shawnee do the shopping.
Why don't you let it, okay, we just get a bunch of Mexican snacks that look, I don't know, good to you and try them. What do you not eat?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not allergic to nothing as far as I know. So I'm trusting you, just whatever you think.
No, but you gotta help.
I gotta help?
Yeah,
I don't know what none of this is.
I don't either. I've never, that's the whole purpose.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know any of this. I'm just,
Let's see.
we're just trying things.
All right, so let's get these then. Should we get a basket? Some mini barritas, right?
Yeah,
Barritas.
that's what it sounds like.
We got, these look interesting.
Yeah, they do. Let's get that.
Look unhealthy and sugar. And whatnot.
Like we about to just fucking.
Some donuts.
Donuts.
I'm gonna get like one of these or something.
Yeah. I will do next.
This one?
Yeah, let's do that one. All right.
I'm trying to eat that season
Okay.
with my teeth. Takis are good.
Yeah,
They
but
got those in
sell
the
them
market.
States.
Yeah, in the States.
We got papatina.
Papatinas.
Runners.
The runners look more exotic.
Yeah, they do.
What next, y'all? Comment below, man. What should we get? What are we getting in here?
Con limon. Yeah, your name.
Let's do it. Why not?
Yeah, let's try it. So we got chips.
My stomach about to be messed up. I don't know. My stomach already messed up, so it's about to be worse. This is not good. This is like chocolate. Want to get one of these and split it or something?
Yeah. Oh my god, we're gonna fucking die. Oh god.
You paying, right?
You pay. We split it. You're Dutch.
You should have seen your face. She's like, what? Hola. Alright, y'all, we cashing out. This looks so bad.
Oh my god. This is gonna be terrible.
And then we're not even gonna eat all of it.
And then that's the crazy part.
Alright, y'all, so we just left the 7-Eleven in Mexico. Did you know it was a 7-Eleven in Mexico? I bet y'all didn't even know.
7-Eleven is global.
Globo. Same as McDonald's.
We
But I
cashed
promise
out.
you, I had the McDonald's. I mean, I tried the McDonald's in Mexico. I tried the Pizza Hut and the Domino's.
How was it?
And all of it is trash compared to America so far. Maybe
So
it was
far.
the chef that day. I don't know, but it was definitely trash.
I haven't tried
And
any
the
of that.
pizza was trash. I now ordered it multiple times since I've been here, and it's like trash every time.
I'm glad you got your pizza because when you first got here, the rappy guy, you couldn't find him.
Right. We had a whole little mix-up. You became not Christian by meeting people who were Christian?
Meeting people who are not Christian.
My response to that is that you can't become not Christian.
No,
So
I
I
meant
would
people
say-
who are not Christian. That's how
I would say,
became.
but you say you became not Christian, right?
I grew up. So here's the thing about religion. I feel like a lot of the times you believe the religion you were raised under because
Right.
that's what you was like. Let's just be honest, was forced on you as a
Right.
child. You're forced to believe.
Like I grew up around a lot of false Christians who claimed to be real Christians, and it steered me away from Christianity.
Right.
I was agnostic, atheist, like for many years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I got surrounded by what I consider true Christians.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a whole different, you know, it aligned with things that I naturally felt in my heart from birth that I didn't understand from the false Christians.
Mm-hmm.
and then that's how I kind of got back into it.
Right,
You know what I mean? But like once you truly like become a Christian, like you can't unbecome it.
Right.
You know
So
what I'm
this
saying?
is why I said I don't think I was ever a true Christian because
Right.
it was what I was forced to learn.
Right,
Like, I didn't
right,
have
right.
a choice. I grew up in the South. Like
Right.
if you know anything about the South, it's the Bible Belt.
Yeah.
I was in church 3 times a week. You think as a kid or
Okay,
teenager?
let me hit record. Let me hit record.
Oh.
Oh man, damn, I look fat. All right. What up, though, God gang? It's your boy Kelvin J, man. I'm back with another video. I got my girl Shawnee here.
Oh
We
my
out chilling. We about to eat some Mexican snacks.
Yes. We went to the corner store.
What is it called? The XO.
OXO.
OXO.
Mm-hmm.
I be calling it OXXO,
OXO.
but it's OXO.
Mm-hmm.
Go check it out. It's like a corner store out here in Mexico, Playa del Carmen, whatever. And we got some stuff.
We just grabbed a bunch of stuff. And we
So you
gonna-
wanna point out what we got here?
Okay. I mean, I've never had any of this before.
Okay, so we
but
got something new.
What is this? Churrumais con limon. So it looks like some kind of, I don't know, tortilla. Then what's this? Bim bonulos.
Those look good. They look hard, but they look good.
Yeah, they are a little hard. What's this? So I guess Spanish Mexican donuts.
Some donuts.
Yeah.
And we got some runners, saber chili limon.
So that means flavored chili limon.
We got some mini barritas.
I'm actually excited to eat these.
These.
Yeah, it just
It
looks
looked like
really
probably
good.
one of the most
yeah, dude.
decent things out of the bunch. Besides the donuts. The
Yeah.
donuts probably good. And then we got some mazapan cuberto de chocolate. I know it ain't focusing, but y'all get the idea in this. All right.
Okay, I want to start here.
Okay.
I want to start here. And we were actually talking about a really good topic before we hit record, y'all. So we were pretty much talking about the dynamics of like the man and woman within a household.
The man and woman, the traditional woman versus the modern woman.
Yeah, the traditional, yeah, exactly.
What would you consider yourself?
No, oh, I'm definitely a modern woman.
Okay.
I'm a
At
modern
least she know
woman.
y'all, cause I was gonna tell her.
You
If she didn't
I know myself.
I was gonna say you're definitely a modern woman.
I know myself. You ain't gonna tell me. No, but I think I'm a modern woman with a traditional background.
True.
Because I do take a lot of my Southern Christian roots, and that is the core of who I am as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
But I've had some questions about some of this stuff for a long time, and so certain things that have never like set well with me, I've altered to fit myself. But the base, the foundation, is a Southern Christian woman. Although
So you think that might pop back up? Because you said your mother was more traditional.
Yeah, my mom was super traditional.
And your father, obviously, that's
He was in
traditional.
my father was in the military, so he was never around.
So he was the worker, go getting the money.
Well, my mom
Body.
and my father weren't together, so my mom was married. My mom remarried, my mom married when I was young. Like when she met my stepfather, I was like 7 or something, and they got married when I was like 8, and then we moved to the suburbs, like because we were in the city in Atlanta, in the hood, and we moved to the burbs and was living this suburban life. So. Oh. What do you think?
It's plain. It's like, it tastes like it's not plain when you first eat it.
I mean, it's got like a zesty spice to it.
But like 3 seconds after eating it, all the flavor like almost go away.
Oh, it's like bubble gum.
It's like bubblegum.
Yeah, like what's that bubble gum that like it dies out super quick?
That quick though? Like 3 seconds?
Okay, never mind.
Like what gum you talking about? Why you buying it? This like when you put it in your mouth, it's instant flavor.
It is instant flavor.
It tastes like something American. I'm trying to figure out.
I don't think it dies out. I mean, I think the spice.
Oh, it was on my tongue. Hold on. The lemon flavor is making it taste different, but without the lemon flavor, it tastes almost just like
Corn chip.
corn chips. Almost tastes like Takis.
Oh, I've never had
a little bit.
Takis. I like them. Would I buy
They're
it
not
again?
bad, right?
No.
I wouldn't be like buying it like, oh, grab some of those off the shelf for me, please. Like it wouldn't
Ooh,
be.
you know what you can do with these? You know, like in the States, you get corn chips or whatever it's called, and you put the chili and cheese on top. I could see these being ate in.
Is a dip? You can dip these.
Yeah, like with like some chili and cheese.
Type.
Yeah, like a nacho vibe, like one of those. I could see that. I could see that with this. Honestly, I could.
What they call them platters with the food? When you put the like the entrees all on the food for snacks at a party.
Oh.
It's like a name for
Yeah, there's a name for it, but I don't know it.
Wait a minute. So yeah, we talk about the modern woman stuff. So
okay, so pretty much we were talking about the hierarchy of the home, right? And he was saying like, you know, the curse of the. This is all coming from a Christian standpoint.
Right, I'm a Christian.
I am not a Christian.
Yeah.
I will never become a Christian.
That's what they all say.
I know myself. There are a lot of people on this earth that don't know themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not one of them.
And the amazing thing that she says that because the first step to becoming a Christian is what? Comment below. To know yourself.
I'm not becoming a Christian.
You must know thyself is one of the first steps to becoming a true Christian. That's amazing. And she already completed the first step. That's crazy.
This is when I fall out the process. I opt out at this point. But no, like, I grew up Christian. I was literally in church like 2 to 3 times a week growing up, right? And so I do subscribe to that hierarchy of like how a man leads the household, the woman does the home, you know, nurturing part. I just subscribe to that. I was just telling you, I could not be in a marriage where I can't make my own money. Like, I do think a man should be out here working and taking care of the household, but I have to make my own money. Like, I just don't want to depend on a man for that. In addition, I would not be okay with let's say he is making all the money, but he's never home. I couldn't be okay with that either because that's not helping.
Now, what's your definition of never home? Because like, what if it was like a basic, you know, 9 to 5? So he is home. Fine. You know, like you get 5 hours every day. He is there, and then you get the weekends.
That's typical, but
so
I'm saying,
cool.
like, yeah, like I'm saying, like a career that's always got you away. Like, like I would never date somebody in the military. I'm just gonna be honest. I wouldn't never date somebody.
Depending on the job, because they got regular 9 to 5s too. Like I was telling her earlier, I think she's not fully informed on how the military works.
I'm not.
So like the military is like it's literally like every job and career you have in the civilian world, we have in the military. Like every job from like doctors, chefs, you know what I mean, services, career stuff, lawyers, like every single job we have is pretty much in the military. So there's tons of normal jobs, you know, where you're just working like a normal life, Monday through Friday, you go to work in the morning, come home, your weekends off.
But don't military people move around a lot?
Yes and no. You know what I'm saying? It just all depends. And then if you're married, you know, you'll be moving with your spouse. You know what I mean?
That don't sound fun.
You know? And then it's not even that often. It's like, it could be, you know, every like 4 to 6 years you might move, you know. And then, like I said, it depends. There's some people who do 20 years at the same base. They do that whole thing right at the same base, retire in that area, get a house in that area, you know what I mean? So it just all really depends on your job, you know.
I'm talking about like doctors, lawyers, people with jobs that really call, or not to be rude, or just your typical average hard laborious man, or just that hard laborious work where you are literally being worked so hard that when you get home you're tired and you can't even like love on me. I'm gonna have to pass. But this is why I prefer to date people like me, free. When I say free, I mean mentally and also like in the lifestyle. Like I'm very free. Like I'm not attached to any location. I'm not attached to a job. I'm not attached to anything. So I can move as I please.
You single by yourself, but like when we
I want to meet a man like that.
But what about when kids get involved? Like when it comes to like marriage and stuff like that? Because you want to get married, right?
I do want to get married.
You know what I mean? And the sacrifices that come with being married, you know what I mean? For one, the primary reason of marriage is what?
Finances? I don't know.
She said finances.
No.
The primary reason of getting married is kids.
Oh, mating and
you know what I mean? That's the
reproducing.
Primary, right? So the primary purpose of us getting married would be to, you you know, have like, and even in my faith, you know, we're not supposed to have sex until marriage. You know what I mean?
Are you a virgin?
So no, I'm not a virgin, but I am celibate. I've been celibate for going on 4 years or something like that now.
You haven't had sex in 4 years?
Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
She's like,
I mean,
that's crazy for me because in my early 20s, I was loosing it all over the cities and towns. So
I
4
think
years
that's admirable.
is I'm proud. Ting.
That's awesome. Like, I love when I meet people that are like, oh, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't have sex. I'm like,
what? Is that possible?
no, I don't. No. I know it's possible.
Right.
It's not something I'm interested in, but I know it's possible.
Right.
I'm not a heathen.
And I had to go through like certain things in life to get to the point where I could see why I need to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
because
that's great.
Before being able to see that, when you can't see why you really need to, why you should be doing that, you're not even thinking about it. You're just living life, and you know.
Are you dating? Have you been dating in these 4 years?
Have I been dating in these 4 years? I had a couple partners. As of now, I've been single for almost 2 years, I think now.
So when you were dating and you were celibate,
year and a half, 2 years.
You tell them, hey, I'm celibate, and what they say?
Nah, y'all talking about celibate here.
What they say?
I mean, you know, it's different for most people because most people aren't celibate. But I'm looking for a wife, you know what I'm saying? Like, I done dibbed and dabbled, you know what I'm saying?
This is such a great topic.
I did my little dibbling and dabbling. All right, y'all, we about to crack open these bimbonuelos. Bimbonuelos!
Like little waffles.
Yeah, these look hard, and I don't know what. These about to break my veneers off.
If they break your veneers, you need a refund. Like, you did not come all the way over here to do that.
And I fly out on Monday, 2 days from now. So.
You know what? It's giving when you're at the fair.
Right, I was just about to say that the elephant ears and what they call them.
People literally go to the fair for this one specific thing. Funnel cake.
Funnel cake, yeah.
It's giving.
Some people call them elephant ears.
Oh, that's what it's called?
Because it'll come out in a big fat thing, and then you got the regular funnel cake where it's like stringy.
Yeah, that's what
the
it's
funnel
giving.
cake is stringy, right?
Yeah, it's stringy.
Right.
Oh, that's what it's giving.
But this is like way harder than,
Let me see.
Than that.
This tastes exactly like them damn chips we had before, but
what chips?
With these.
Really?
I think it tastes like, okay, the material tastes like they made out of the same thing, except this one just got cinnamon and sugar on it. Like, it's giving tortilla covered in cinnamon and sugar. Azúcar.
It tastes good though. I mean, it's good. The sugar makes it taste good. It'd be nice if it was a little softer.
Yeah, I think a little softer would be nice. It's not terribly hard.
I wonder what it'd be like if you put them on a plate and take like a little cup of water and put it in the microwave so it can absorb a little moisture to soften them up.
Take.
Then they might be a little better. I think you said you had some other questions or something.
Oh, that's right.
She said, "Oh, shoot."
No, my question was like,
what you about to ask me, y'all? What you got to say?
I'm just trying to figure out the level of celibacy you're at, right? Because are you celibate like 100%? Meaning you're not.
Right now, I'm 100% celibate.
Right now, but you were not in the past.
Right.
Okay, got it.
It was a process. So it started off with, celibacy, no sex. Mm-hmm. So as of right now, no sex. I'm going on like 4 years, no sex. Right?
Intercourse sex.
Intercourse sex. I was about to dive into it.
Okay.
So intercourse sex, I'm going about like 4 years.
Okay.
Oral sex, as far as like me receiving, probably like roughly about 2 years.
Okay, that's not bad.
So.
Yeah, it's a process.
So yeah, it's a process.
That's great.
Yeah, and now it's like we full blown there.
Wow. So then I have one more question.
Mm-hmm. She having fun with this one, y'all.
No, because I'm thinking from, okay, you know what? From the aspect of just being a human being, right? Mm-hmm. And as a human being, sometimes your body needs to release, right? So you.
I think I know where this one's
I am
going.
not a heathen. I swear to God.
A heathen.
But you have not. Okay, you have not participated in sex with a human, outside human before. But do you relieve yourself?
She said, but do you? Oh, she's diving in deep, y'all. So she's referring to semen retention. So semen retention is something that I actually talk about in my content, and it's very important. And let's just say I'm not 100% at full semen retention yet.
Okay.
But we almost there.
Y'all almost there?
Almost there.
Woo, what a battle.
It's a battle. I mean, because you're talking about decades of...
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm about to be 32. You know what I mean? So you're talking about decades of overcoming something that you've been doing since you was a kid.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
So it ain't easy. Some people, cold turkey. Some other people, it's a process.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm blessed to be at a point where I know myself. And, you know what I'm saying?
So here's the thing about me, right? I don't know if celibacy is a route I would want to take in life, but I am very selective with who I choose to be sexual
But
with.
see, that's why marriage is so important. That's why I can't wait to find a wife. Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord. So, like, for me, like, sexually, right, I haven't actually had intercourse sex in, like, 8 months, right? But I did get some head, I ain't gonna lie, like, 3 months ago, right? But
you sound like a man, like a guy out here on the streets. Okay.
No, but so one thing I have like battled with myself is that like, okay, let's just be honest. We live in a society now where you can walk into a sex store and get whatever you need to relieve whatever you need to relieve if you ain't dating nobody, or maybe you just want to do it, just want to do it. So I do have like vibrators and stuff, right? And so at one point, and I think it was definitely due to loneliness, that I was masturbating like every night. And then one night, damn. And then one night I literally was like, oh my God, this is my life. No, seriously, I remember grabbing my like vibrator literally.
And that's where it began.
And I was like, oh my God,
realize,
this is my
something's
life.
Gotta change.
Yeah, I felt disgusted. Not disgusted that, you know.
That's a good thing. That's God pulling on your soul.
No, it's not. But
That's God pulling on her soul.
No, listen, I believe in God. I'm just not Christian. But I was like, this is my life. This is my life. My life has come to the point where like, in order for me to like, whatever, I just felt like it was despicable, right? So then I was like, I gotta wean myself off this. Cause these toys, they do what they're supposed to do.
See, only God will cause you to do that.
I guess.
Satan would be like, you don't need to wean yourself off this. You good. Every night, all day, you good.
I've always had a connection
but
with
then God be like, showing you these little signs and you start astral body projecting out of yourself, looking at yourself, laying there doing this stuff. He's like, I need something gotta change.
I've always had a really good relationship with God. I don't necessarily think you have to be religious to have a relationship with God.
Well, yeah, it's not really religious. A lot of people tie Christianity with religious. Christianity is just, being a follower of Christ. The morals and values that come with Christ.
That is a religion.
It's what we follow.
That is a religion.
Nah.
Yeah, it is a religion.
It's a relationship with God.
No, because Jesus and God are two different people. These are two different people.
Well, God's not a person.
These are two different entities.
Okay.
These are two different entities. So Jesus is what is associated with Christianity. Like God, the overseeing being that no one knows is a man or woman, is just who it is. That is present in all these religions. God is present in all these religions, but each religion has their own, like, I guess, master that they follow. For Christianity, it's Jesus. For, everyone calls this master, whoever, different names in all these different religions. To me, you can be connected to God, be an amazing person without saying, I am a Muslim, or I am a Christian, or I am a Catholic, or I am we don't have to subscribe to these religions.
I mean, a lot of language and titles and words, there's a lot of similarities in a lot of these different religions, right? It's like, over 100-something religions in the world.
So many.
Right? And then you got a lot of similarities. To my knowledge, and I could be wrong, but to my knowledge, the Christian faith is the only faith that causes you to... realize, be aware of your sins and certain things that you're like doing wrong to live a better life and cause you to have to repent for it and to be better.
No, I don't think it's just Christianity.
And like I said, I'm not gonna argue that because I've never studied every single religion. But as far as like Muslims and a couple other like top ones, it's got a little minor differences here and there with different stuff. So
I feel like all of these religions, at some degree, hold you to being accountable for your actions. That's the whole purpose of repenting and feeling bad. You feel bad about what you did. Like there's accountability you're taking within yourself.
Like I've never read the Quran, right? But from what I heard,
from what you heard,
right, from other people who claim to have read it.
So look, you can't even take that stance anymore because that's just like your political stance.
Mm-hmm.
When you was in the environment, everyone hated him. They were saying he said this, he said things. This is what you heard, but it took for you to do your own research. Did it not? For you to find the truth. Right. So you can't even say from what I heard because it could be a complete lie.
But I mean, I've seen like you can research stuff and they'll say it and they'll show you like certain scripture out of it.
Okay, we moved on.
But I never like studied it like wholeheartedly. I don't even remember, but it's something in the Muslim faith where like they're to cast out like the infidels, like Christians and things like that. Where it's like, oh, these are soft, yo. I'm ready for something soft. We need all this hard stuff. See, before I got my teeth done, I had cavities. I wouldn't eat nothing like this. But now I ain't got no cavities, y'all. So I can eat this stuff and it don't hurt.
What do you think?
It's straight. I mean, it's like a basic American type.
I'm just here for the feeling, actually. It's like a strawberry jam.
They taste almost like, what's those things? Fig Newtons?
Oh, wow, that's a great comparison.
What's it called?
Fig Newtons.
Fig Newtons?
It does kind of have that kind of vibe to it.
Mm-hmm. It's just less stuff in it.
Yeah, I agree with you. The strawberry Fig Newtons.
These are the mini barritas. Fresa. But yeah,
it's giving Fig Newton and Pop-Tart all in one.
Right, Pop-Tart.
It tastes like a Pop-Tart.
More like a Pop-Tart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely more Pop-Tart over Fig Newton.
Yeah.
I'm done with these already.
I'm done with these too.
Christianity is the number one in the world. You got people who've been in other religions turn to Christianity, which also I've seen people in Christianity turn to other religions. But like I said, I don't believe those people truly were Christians to leave Christianity and turn to something else. I mean, it's a lot of people that turn to the Christian faith. Like, I've seen it change so many people's lives. I was just watching some video a friend of mine posted with, there's a gay dude, talking about his situation and how he found God and whatnot. So now he's not gay no more,
I don't believe it.
And then was this, she said, I don't believe it.
I don't think that you can literally go from dealing with a man to all of a sudden now you just like women.
Well, it's the mindset. The amazing thing about God is that God changes your mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like God literally renews your mind to a new mind, right? So we're to be born again, right?
So you don't think that this man ever will have an attraction to men again? The
devil will always tempt you. You know what I mean? So
you are on it with your replies.
From him to so from him to death, like you're always gonna be tempted. You know what I mean? There's always gonna be Satan in your ear popping up left and right. But the more you pray, that's why we're to never cease praying. We're always supposed to be in the present with God at all times, so that we don't get caught up in our thoughts, because Satan runs through our thoughts, right? The main way Satan tries to get to you, Satan knows you very well and knows what your addictions or vices or whatever may be. So Satan will try to run through your thoughts and coerce you and seduce you and convince you. And that's why in the Christian faith we're called to captivate our thoughts to Christ. You know what I mean? Because we can't control our thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Like your thoughts just be they be roaming all over the place. You know what I mean? So, but you just have to be aware that you can't control your thoughts and to look past them and captivate those to Christ. So take those thoughts, Christ. You know what I'm saying? Take those thoughts, Christ. You know what I'm saying?
So now I have a question for you, right?
So like with that gay man, he'd be like, think about getting some penis tonight. You know what I'm saying? That's the gay guy. He gotta be like, No, Lord. You know what I'm saying? Take those thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Then you gotta start doing something else. Let me write a book. You know, let me eat some snacks. You know, you gotta keep your mind going strong, right? You know?
Okay, so this is a question I have, and this is just me based off of who I am, right? Does a Christian look a certain way?
No.
No.
Like, what you mean, look a certain way?
So like I'm a modern woman, right? And you've seen my Instagram. Could a Christian woman present herself the way I present herself?
Any woman who claims to be a Christian with a profile like yours, instantly I know she's not a Christian.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
And that's why I be getting on.
So you knew I wasn't a Christian?
Yeah. Like even if you told me you were one, I knew in your spirit you weren't one. You know what I mean? Because you see a lot of women nowadays got like, they'll be wearing a cross. They'll be on OnlyFans, you know, butt naked on OnlyFans with a cross necklace. And then they'll be in an interview with their cleavage all out and the cross. And then you're like, so I see you got a cross on your neck. So you're a Christian? Oh, yes. I love the Lord. You know what I mean? Like things like that. And you're just like.
This is such an interesting topic.
Come on.
So you're not going to believe this, but I used to be a holy roller. Like literally like super Christian growing up because that's what I was, you know, raised as. Even when I got one of my first tattoos, I got the Jesus fish. Mm-hmm. I got that.
And what that fish mean?
Well, from when I used to be a Christian, apparently in the Bible.
Used to be.
Yeah, it used to be. Mm-hmm. Apparently in the Bible, I guess if someone was like in an environment where they didn't know if people were like Christian, they would draw like one part of the fish. And if that person was a Christian, they'd draw the other part of the fish. Like, I guess that's building community or something like that.
Interesting.
From what I was told. And also, I mean, even when you see this fish, it's always related to like Christianity. So I got that as like my like literally like vow to like being a Christian. When I got that tattoo, I was like, I want something to symbolize my love for Jesus. Mm-hmm. Now I want to get it covered.
Mm-hmm. Why do you want to get it covered?
I mean, I guess I could leave it because it's just like a part of who I used to be, but I don't have any connection to it anymore, and it's fading now. So I'm like,
I mean, it's there. It ain't bothering nobody.
It ain't bothering nobody. But this,
just let it be there for a while.
I just, you know, we all have our own journeys in life, and like, he's not gonna convince me to become a Christian. He's just not.
You can't convince anyone to become a Christian. All we do, I just share things. You can see how I live my life. Yeah. You can witness it for yourself. You know what I mean? And that's it. You can take someone to water. You can't make them drink it.
Facts.
I'm not trying to convince you of anything.
You
know
can't
what I'm saying? Like, I'm just talking, sharing my experience.
Like for me,
like they say, your fruits will show.
Yeah.
So the more like true Christians you end up being around, you'll see by their fruits, and that in itself can cause you to start to fall into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I can see that happening.
But yeah, I'm not trying to convince her of nothing, y'all. Like, not at all.
For me,
I swear your teeth look like veneers. You got some nice teeth.
Thank you, but they're not. They're real.
My natural teeth ain't like nothing like that, boy. Oh no, never mind. Your teeth, now that you're smiling bigger, they kind of jacked up. Never mind.
I know he lied. Listen, I know my two top compliments that I received literally is my teeth and my smile and my skin.
Because you know your mouth is like the first thing people look at.
Absolutely, I look at everybody's mouth. Like I personally would not date anybody with jacked up teeth.
Really?
Because I love kissing. I'm not kissing nobody with jacked up teeth.
Yeah, so that's why I had to like get my
I start thinking about all the germs in your mouth entering my mouth, and it freaks me out.
Yeah, I saw one of your posts you said about the slimy
I can't.
Spitter.
Yeah, gross.
Was it like a lot?
It was so much. As soon as his lips hit my lips, I felt like it was just a waterfall of sweat.
Like a wet kiss is nice. Like some moisture.
Yeah.
But you're talking about like a pond.
It was a pond. It was disgusting.
Like when y'all was done kissing, he had to like scoop some up. Like, oh.
No, like, it was all in my mouth. Like when we were done kissing, he was still trying to talk to me, and I was just like, okay.
And you like swallowing this?
No, I'm not swallowing his spit. Like I was waiting for him to walk away, and then as soon as he walked away, I spit. Like I'm not swallowing that. It was gross.
Spit or swallow? Comment down below.
That's not a Christian question.
Runners, huh?
That's not a quick Christian question.
What are you talking about? We're talking about. Where your mind at?
Oh, I guess I'm heathen.
Where her mind at? We talking about kissing, right? So we about to smash into these runners, saber, chili, limon. Oh, this probably gonna taste something like these.
They look
I guarantee y'all this is gonna taste like these things. They're probably gonna be similar because they both got the lemon. The lemon taste. Let's see. I'm already disappointed, y'all. Before we
Are you? Wait. So my
like,
question to you
the
is:
spiciness, I can smell it.
You were a heathen before, and
What's a heathen?
just someone who doesn't follow the Christian law.
Oh, okay.
So you would. I guess this is such a hard thought process for me, but you now want to get married to someone without ever having sex with them?
Right.
Hell no.
She said, hell no.
Hell no.
See, and that mindset right there is a big issue. These taste like Takis.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, these taste almost just like Takis. Takis, whatever it's called. So the mindset with that is like, one, people nowadays, ever since a lot of people left out of the more traditional way of just growing up 2 virgins, and then the first person you have sex with.
These are spicier.
Right, like Takis. Takis are like that.
I might get some agua.
You got water, right? Did I give you one?
Oh no, you didn't. Damn. Oh well.
I never gave you one?
No, remember? Oh.
Or was I started drinking it?
You started drinking it.
Oh.
That's okay.
Damn, my bad. Because I could have split. I had a half of another one. I feel bad.
That's okay.
I ain't got no water.
That's okay.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for not offering your water, because people will be literally. I meet people like, oh, you have some of mine. I'm like, I don't know, you're not drinking after you.
Oh, my own water?
Yeah, because I don't drink after people. No, I don't drink. I'm not drinking after people I don't know. It's crazy. I did in college. I feel like it's just a college thing. Like, you be at a party.
She said that crazy. Fast forward 3 hours later at the bar.
Literally, when I was in college, I just felt like it was a thing to do. Like, me and my teammates would go out and party, and it was just like, try this, and we all just be passing our drink around. But now, as an adulthood, I ain't drinking up nobody that I ain't kissing and loving on.
Loving on. She's like using that word loving on. So one, sex is an addiction.
I know.
It's a strong addiction that a lot of people can't overcome.
Yeah, I agree.
A lot of people tend to put sex before everything in a relationship. So like, God is non-existent. The importance of your love towards your husband is non-existent. Like, everything is non-existent. Like, sex is like high on the ranking, right? For a lot of people who are actively having sex.
Right,
especially if you're dating different people, you got different sexual partners, sex is different between different people.
Yeah.
Some people can do things better than other people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I've had those situations where I was with like certain women, and I like looking back on it, I feel bad because like that's not the most important thing.
I don't
You know
think
what I'm
it
saying?
is
And a lot of people make that one of the most important things. You know what I mean? So like I've had women like I'll be with one woman, and she's throwing it down in the room and it's good. You know what I mean? Like you get addicted to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've been there.
And then you come across someone you with who's not doing something. It could be like just a little bit worse than the last person, or it could be way worse than the last person, or it's just something's different, and you would just not want to do anything with the relationship just because of that. And you can end up passing like a lot of genuine, decent people because you're holding sex that high. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Something that can easily disappear. You know what I mean? Like, say for example, we were to get married, and one of us was to get injured. You know what I mean? Say if I lost my genitals for whatever reason, they got blown off or whatever. I got shot and I couldn't have sex anymore. You know what I mean? Things like just different things can happen. And when your mindset is so conditioned on sex like that.
Why that example?
I'm just giving an example. That was an extreme, but I'm just giving an example of like things that can happen where you may not be able to keep having sex. You know what I mean? Whether, or the sex may change. You know what I mean? Because you might lose a leg, or just something may happen where now you got to do it different. So now I don't feel the same. You know what I mean? And if that is that high on your scale, then you're gonna come. As soon as it happens, you're just gonna be like, well, dang, that's probably why I was even with this person. You know what I'm saying? like, so why am I even with this person anymore? And then it's like an addiction to leave that and want to go do something new. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it ends up destroying a lot of marriages. You know what I mean? A lot of marriages end up getting destroyed because of sex before marriage. And it's like a drug. You know what I mean? Because women are sex givers, right? Women are sex givers to the men, right? Men are like addicts, getting they're dosed from a woman, right? So the woman is like the supplier.
Yeah, that's great.
And the man is like the guy that's going paying that money for the weed bag. Them taggies!
That's not
Them runners.
Runners. And the interesting thing about it is they spelled it in English, but everything else is
Maybe we're
Spanish.
pronouncing it wrong.
No.
There's runners. Runners.
I think because I've crossed that threshold of having sex already, like I've had sex already, right? I now am in a position where I know exactly what I need. I know how I like to be pleased. And it's just in my brain super risky to marry someone and then I get married and then, okay, let me just say this. Sex is not the most important thing to me when...
It is.
No, it's not. It's not the most important.
It's very high up there.
It is number 3.
Like, she would definitely drop a guy if it ain't hitting right.
I would.
See?
I would. Because I'm not going to deny
So what if he got injured and then something happened? You gonna still drop him?
I don't like to think in hypotheticals.
You probably would.
No, I'm just, no.
And then this is where those gates of like cheating starts to open up, infidelity starts to open up, you know what I mean? Because now that urge is like, it's there, and now you're not getting what you want to be getting. So it's like, I'm still young.
I mean, am I supposed, like, you know
I
what?
really want to view this guy for the rest of my life, and we can't do that. You know what I mean? Like all these other things.
We got pancake. It looks like a pancake con pasas. Oh, pasas is raisins. So pancake
with raisins.
Yeah, but so I think this is like, I don't know, like cake bread with raisins. But pancake.
It looks soft and good. Whatever
it does, and it looks very moist. It's my favorite adjective.
You ever have rum cake?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's giving a
especially
very
when it's like almost leaking.
Moist vibe. Okay, let's try it. Because I've already had sex and I've had sex with enough partners to know what I like and what I don't like, I don't necessarily, it's not of interest of me to, okay, what I'm trying to say is I could not be in a relationship where the sex was not
good enough
for me consistently. I'm just being honest. Like,
consistently.
Like,
see, I'm at a point now where like there's multiple ways to pleasure your partner. You know what I'm saying? And those ways can be figured out. Those ways can be discovered. You know what I mean? But I'm at a point now that we can figure out some way to pleasure each other. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't crave it at all or anything like that. You know what I mean? Hence me being able to get 4 years.
I don't like it.
Without, is it plain?
I don't know. I just don't like it.
Yeah, it's plain.
It's moist.
It's almost like a lemon cake.
Minus the
Plain
flavor. I don't know. I don't know if it's the smell of it, but something about this is not doing it for me. You know what it is? There gotta be coconut in here. I'm tasting coconut and I hate coconut.
I'm about to pick it up like I can read it.
Like, I hate coconut. And I'm tasting coconut.
Would it say coconut or is coconut a different language? I mean, is it spelled different?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But like sex before marriage, one is a blinder. You know what I'm saying? You end up having sex, it can become an addiction. It can become a blinder to like a lot of red flags that if you weren't having sex, you would easily see those red flags and completely be done with this individual. But when you have sex involved, you know, you tend to overlook some of the red flags.
You do.
You be like, oh, he's calling or she's calling. You know what I mean? And you know, like something toxic or something that you know it's not something good for you. But just because sex is involved, you completely throw all that out the door, and it's about getting it in.
I agree with you. I think that,
and that's huge. If you really looking for a genuine, now if you just don't care, if you just doing whatever, just do whatever. But if you want a solid relationship, if you want a true companion, you know what I mean, marriage, you want to have a family. If you're seeking those things, then it's best to not have sex before marriage.
I mean, I feel you. I actually feel you like 63.7%. So you're like winning a little bit. But because I've been a heathen and I know how I like to be pleased, It is just too much of a risk for me to not know what it's gonna be like beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it is number 3 on my list.
Mm-hmm. What's the number 1 and 2?
Number 1 is having a relationship with God. You don't have to be Christian though.
Interesting. So what God is it? Like what morals, what standards come with this God? That's not.
I think that God in general, having your own relationship with God, presents a level of grounding and a stable foundation that you kind of like go towards.
But like, where does that come from?
What do you mean, where does it come from? Why does it have to come from religion? It just comes from your belief that something's greater is out there.
But I'm saying like, where does, because like the whole point of a God is like, we have like some level of morals.
Yes,
that
exactly.
We follow, right? Some level of a guidance to live.
And I think that the
right?
morals that I follow aren't written in a book that was supposedly passed down for generations of people writing different stories in it. My morals, I feel them in my spirit. Like, this is just...
Like, what are they?
Like, for me, it's just being a good person, being kind, being humble with certain aspects. You gotta speak it sometimes. But being kind, being humble, being loving, being generous, helping people that are less fortunate. Like... those kind of values, just being like, we all know how to be a good person. Like, just be a fucking good person. And to me, that's just at the end of the day. Like, if I have to sit here and explain what it means to be a good person, then you're not a good person.
But what is it? But like, so like you say, your God is saying that
it's not my God, it's just God.
Well, this God, right, is a bigger person. But what if I'm over here and I'm like, but I got this God too. But for me, being a good person is going around stabbing people.
Then we ain't worshiping the same God, because they ain't what.
But
like,
how do we differentiate it? You know what I'm saying?
But see, that's the whole point. Is that like, okay, for example, like some extremists in the Middle East, you know, believe in like, you know, people sacrificing themselves to do crazy stuff, like blowing themselves up and stuff, and they worship a God. You know what I mean? Here's the thing. I just feel like you should have a connection with whatever God or whatever brings you peace, whatever brings you happiness, whatever makes you feel grounded and centered.
So do you feel that peace?
I feel like I know myself in this day and age better than I've ever known myself in any other time in life.
So you believe like you have perfect peace?
Do I have perfect peace? Absolutely not. Because for me, perfect peace, I mean, let's just be honest. There are a lot of outside things that can alter your mental state. Like, okay, when I lost my job in the pandemic and didn't have no damn money, I was not at peace, because yes, I could be happy if I wanted to, but
sorry to cut you off, but so you say you were not at peace when you lost your job?
No,
right?
because I lived in LA with $3,000 rent and no money.
The God that you have a worship, right? That God didn't provide that perfect peace for you?
I prayed for like better and a change, and it came when it came at the most perfect time. Like, I think that you can be, I think what you're trying to prove, like, is that you should have peace no matter your situation. But at the end of the day,
in our faith, that's how it works.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you are human. That's like saying because you're Christian, you don't get stressed out about things. Like, that makes no sense.
It's not so much about like we don't get stressed out about things, but it's like I mean, things happen, you know, emotions change and go up and down. But as far as peace, like, God gives you perfect peace. You know what I mean? And we believe that only through our God you can gain perfect peace. Like, there's no other way to gain it, right? To get it. And when you get that perfect peace, it's like, yeah, you're gonna go through things. Like, you're gonna have to, you know, figure things out, but there's a level of peace that never goes away, that you still have even when you're going through those things.
So I would say that when the pandemic first hit, I don't think I had peace at all, actually, because I also felt like I was still in this journey of figuring out who I was. In this day, since moving to Mexico, actually, I have had the time, the space, the energy to focus on myself and really dive deep into the different things that like alter who I am. Right? Like, when I was in LA, I was working 2 jobs and I was ripping and running all the time. I didn't have the time to like, and I also didn't make the time to focus on myself. Here, like, I moved here without a job. So I had all the time in the world to just be like, why do I behave like this? Why does this trigger me? And I got a therapist, and like, I literally did the freaking work since I've been in Mexico. So I do feel like I have peace now. And I say that because I'm realizing that when bad things happen to me or things that could cause you stress and anxiety, old me would literally automatically, without a shadow of a doubt, panic. Panic, cry, call my mom, throw a hissy fit. And now me, the new me, literally be like,
that's good, bro.
The new me literally be like, okay, this is happening, but it's not happening to me. Like, this is something that's happening in this moment. It will pass. And then I'll ask myself, like, what can I do? Is there anything I can do to actually better this situation? If not, then I just gotta let the moment pass. Like, does that mean I can't feel sad in the moment? No. Does that mean I'm not gonna cry? But that's me saying, like, I know that it's gonna get better.
Right. Marzipan Roberto de chocolate.
So yeah, I think I have peace now.
So if I told you that you could have perfect peace, and like once you have it, you have it for life. The rest of the time you're living in the flesh. It's just you just have it. You know, like take a piece.
Yeah.
This look just nasty and unhealthy.
Oh, this is interesting already. Okay.
This smells like some American stuff.
It smells like a.
It's like an American something, but it's just like different. You know, it's like made different. And it's thick.
This is nougat. Is this nougat?
Almost tastes like a Snickers.
This texture, this flavor is something very.
It kind of got like a Snicker bar taste, like when you really
it does.
get the taste in your mouth.
Well, Snicker bar is my favorite chocolate bar of all time. So.
Yeah, I like Snickers too.
It's not. Those endorphins are not coming. But
it's like a Snickers. And it's like maybe one other chocolate something. I want to say Reese's, maybe.
Reese's.
Is it Reese's?
It's a Reese's, but not. That's exactly what it is. It's literally got a Reese's aspect to it, but minus the super strong peanut butter feel. It's like a
maybe like
Reese's.
80% Reese's, 20% Snickers.
That's exactly what this is. This is literally a Reese's. This is a Reese's.
My stomach about to be so jacked up, man.
He already warned me that he got gas, so.
I had these wings earlier.
This is exactly.
It's just all bad. It's all bad.
It's a Mexican Reese's.
It's all bad, y'all. I mean, it's just look at this table, y'all. I know y'all can't see all of it, but look at this table.
These.
This is unhealthy. This is crazy. Why are you doing this to me?
We got one more left, and then
why are you doing
we'll
this?
be free. It was actually
Why
your idea.
did you bring me out to Mexico to do this?
It was actually your idea.
She told me come out here and do all this. Look at this. Look at this.
That's not bad. I would buy it.
I would probably buy that again. If I'm going for something like, really, I don't eat like stuff like that anyway. But if I was eating unhealthy stuff like that, then I would buy that again for sure. This is the.
So do you have perfect peace?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So.
Oh, we've got nuts.
It came from forgiveness. Forgiveness was a huge key into my awakening with God. Right? Have you ever forgiven your parents?
Yeah, it took a long time, but yeah.
So you like went up to them face to face and told them that you forgive them?
Interesting enough, me and my mom had multiple conversations that were really hard at first because my mom, you know, your parents have a certain way of how they think they raised you, but you know how you was raised because you experienced it. My mom couldn't come to, she couldn't come to believe that the experience I was telling her how I felt was what she did. So for years, that was just a back and forth battle until one day we just really realized that we're not going to agree. Like you ain't going to see it the way I see it. I'm definitely not seeing it the way you see it.
This is the last one, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to open this real quick.
Okay, cool.
You can keep talking.
And
this is donuts.
we just came to a conclusion that we can just believe what we want to believe and we've just got over it and I've forgiven her. But now my father actually, he just called me last week and we just got in an argument. Because I just told him, I literally just told my father, like, you've never been around, you're still not around, you're not doing enough for me, it's not working. And he's like, well, what about you? I'm like, you're the father! Like, what are you talking about? Like, what about me? Like, you were the one going my entire life and you want me to step up and be calling you 24/7? Are you crazy?
So you like went to your mom and you looked her in her face
Me and my mom had these face-to-face conversations. They were really rough at first.
And you said, Mom, I forgive you?
Mom, I forgive. I can't say, Mom, I forgive you to someone who don't think she did bad things. What, she gonna be like, forgive me for what?
So
I forgive her on my own.
So you haven't forgiven her?
I've forgiven my mama on my own.
But you never faced her.
Why do I need to tell her I forgive her for something that she don't think she did? What sense does that make?
So the power of forgiveness, but forgiveness is for yourself, right?
Yeah, and I forgave her on my own, by myself.
But the power of it really comes from facing them. You know,
I did face her.
Like in the Christian faith, for example, it says, you know, you must forgive in order to be forgiven, right? So in the sense of like, God can't truly forgive you and really open up to you until you truly forgive, right? Mm-hmm. So it's a huge power in first getting to know thyself, which she already, you know, said she got to that part, right? So.
Really like, no, regular.
Yeah, almost like those white donuts.
That's exactly what it is.
Just
without the white.
The white donuts in America without the white. And I like the white.
I like the white too. It's got that nice. Yeah, I was just about to say that. It's got that pasty aftertaste. Right. I love that.
This ain't got that.
No, it's just the donut without it.
These are the plain ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the big thing with forgiveness, like, one is for yourself, right? But even though it's for yourself, it's a great power that comes from facing them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Especially if you face them in person, you know, face to face, and tell them. And to understand, you know, why you're forgiving them. You know you're forgiving because they did this, that, and the other when you were growing up, whatever. You know. Oh. One of my teeth is still healing. Oh my God, that just hurt.
Oh wait, you got work done, like that's still healing since you've been here?
Yeah, I got one tooth that's like painful.
Oh, freak.
Ouch. But
is it like hurting to the point you need to take medicine?
Ooh, I probably will pop a pill.
Yeah, maybe you should. Toothaches are excruciating.
I mean, I mostly hurt when I'm
eating.
Yeah, eating and stuff. But so like one of the key powers of forgiveness is like when you face your parents and forgive them. And the reason it's important to face your parents is because they're usually the stem of all your trouble in life. You know what I mean? So yeah, you got your friends and people you met who had issues with this, that, and the other, right? You got those people too that, you know, you should forgive all. But your parents is where it stems from because that's who raised you. Unless your parents were perfect, which is extremely rare, you know. But yeah, I challenge you to face your mother and forgive her. And regardless of her reaction, you know what I'm saying? Whether she's like, you know, like a lot of people will take it different ways. Some parents will be like, you know, wow, thank you. Like I love you. Thank you, you know, for understanding that it was hard for me raising you, whatever the case may be. And then some other parents would be like, what? Like I raised you good? Like what do you mean forgive me? What you think I should be forgiving you? You know what I mean? You got people who gonna snap and you got some people who gonna be very taking in that you came and said that to them. So I challenge you, if you want to, but I challenge you, it's a good thing to do. I challenge you to face your mother. And if you can in person, if you ever go back to the same person, if you just sit down in person and just say, Mom, I want to talk to you about something.
And then talk about what? And
just pull her to the side and just look her dead in her face and say, I just want to let you know that, you know, I forgive you. And if she asks what, you know, you can dive in a little bit if you want to tell her, well, just certain things that, you know, I feel like when you were raising me that I disagree with this, that, and the other. But, you know, I just want you to know that I forgive you and that I love you. And, you know, I understand that, you know, we all walk this path. Because the biggest thing is that we all walk this path, right? Like you're growing, you're learning, you know what I'm saying? If you had kids right now, you're going to be doing things probably that your kids may be like, dang, I wish my mom would be doing this.
At 32, my mama had me at 20.
You know what I'm saying? So the same way your kids may be looking at you like, dang, mama, you know, it's the same way you looking at your mama like, dang, mama. And at one day, you know, your mom was 32. You know what I'm saying? At one day, your mom was every age that you were doing. You know what I mean? So like every life experience that you're going through from your youth. The camera died. I mean, you know, whatever.
So I'm gonna decline your challenge.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, if you ever change your mind, I challenge you to do that. And if you do ever do it, like hit me up, let me know, like, I finally went to forgive my mom and this is what happened. And just let me know. And same with your father. I challenge you to go confront your father, even though relationship may be bad, whatever. He may not see where he's wrong. You may not see where you're wrong. Whatever it is, right? The point of forgiveness is for yourself, right?
Right.
So just understand that your father, like I said, was once a kid like you. You know, right now he's still, you know, like our mindsets never shifts. Like even now, like when you were 22 and you saw a 32-year-old, right? You see a 32, like most 20-year-olds see a 32-year-old as like an adult.
Facts.
Right? But then now we're 32.
I'm like, nah.
And it's like,
still learning.
oh, right, we're still on this journey. You know what I mean? It's the same exact way your parents are. You know what I mean? They're literally in that same mindset of like still on this journey.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so like he may still be learning things and growing and this, that, and the other. He may never get to the point where you feel he should be. You know what I mean?
But here's the thing about your challenge is that you didn't listen to me. Is that I had these conversations with my parents.
But you said you never faced them and forgave them.
Yes, I have. This is what I'm telling you.
I just asked you. You said you did.
No, I said I forgave them on my own. It was not.
See, that's the difference.
But you're not listening because, in theory, what you're saying sounds good in the grand scheme of things. But when you apply it to the different people and the different lives, it's not gonna work out in every scenario. I'm just letting you know because I know my parents. It's not gonna work out in my scenario.
What is your definition of it working out?
First of all, you gotta have a parent that's gonna be like I know for a fact my mom's gonna be like, forgive me for what? Like, it's not gonna play out the way you think it's gonna play out.
But that's how it's supposed to play out.
But what I'm telling you is that I've had these heart-to-hearts with my mom before in the past, or like, Mom, I want to talk to you, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. And it's went left.
But that it's supposed to be that way.
Exactly. I'm not doing it anymore. That's why you're not listening. I'm not doing it anymore. But you said
you never actually faced her and said the words.
I've literally faced my mom and told her, like, this is how you made me feel. Like, let's talk about it. Like, I've faced my mom in a way of, I was like, I want to talk about how I was raised. I want to talk about my childhood. I want to talk about the trauma I've experienced, like, growing up in your house. And then in the middle of talking about these things, not agreeing about how you see things, I'm not just going to be, like, in the middle of arguing, I forgive you. Like, you know, like, oh.
But see, so don't let it get to an argument. Like, don't even have a conversation. But I'm saying, you're a grown woman, right?
I am. An argument can take place with two people.
Could you do this? Could you walk into the house, right? Sit down and say, Mom, I forgive you and I love you. And then as soon as she starts fasting, you say, well, okay, you know, and you leave.
Here's the thing. I just don't think it's necessary. I have already forgiven my mom on my own. I don't find it necessary to go to her and tell her, Mom, I forgive you. She doesn't care. Neither does my father. So me and my mom are in the best. We actually have the best relationship that I'll say bond we've had in my entire life. And in this moment, like, and this happened in the last 2 years, we have the best bond we've ever. I'm not doing that because I know what it's gonna do to that bond we just built. So I'm not doing it.
Okay.
I've already forgiven her in my heart. Like, I had to just be like, you know what? She doesn't believe I experienced what I experienced, and she can. And that's on her. She can. But I know I experienced. But I forgive her, like, on my own. You know why I know I've forgiven her? Because I'm dealing with her. Because I am definitely someone that cuts people off. Like, I don't allow, that's family, to stop me from not associating.
I cut people off. Like, I could forgive someone and I still cut you off.
Exactly. So, but that's how I deal with things. I'm like, all right, you don't see it the way I see it, blah, blah. I don't see no reason to deal with you. I don't see any reason to communicate with you.
And that's fine. Some people you gotta.
Yeah, but this is how I know that I've forgiven her and moved on. For one, I speak to her still. I speak to her, and we have an amazing bond. Me and my mom talk like every day. Me and my mom used to go months, years without talking. So
you believe that because you're still talking to someone, that means you truly forgive?
No, because I've made an attempt to still love my mom and be around and be present in her life, and her be present in my life. That I'm over it, because someone who gets their feelings hurt easily, like me, and I'm a very passionate and emotional person. My whole demeanor and mood changes once, like, someone hurts me. Like, you will never get, like, bubbly.
Do I have stuff stuck in my teeth?
No, you'll never get bubbly, bright me again. You're gonna get sheltered, closed person. And like, based off of some of the things I feel I went through in my childhood, and some of the years where I didn't associate her at all, this is because I was still hurt. Like, I was like coming from a place of hurt and pissed off about all this stuff I had went through. I'm at this point now where I don't even care about my childhood anymore. Like, I'm just focusing on the adulthood that I get to build on my own. Like, yeah, you shape my childhood, but I get to shape my adulthood. And that's my focus. So like with that in mind, I don't care anymore. Like I just want family around. Like I just want someone. My mom is literally all I have. I don't know about you, but I have my family is like that.
Yeah,
so for me to like, I'd rather have her around and forgive her on my own than to just be out here like literally solo dolo on my own, like thugging it out. So I'm like, I don't care. I just don't care. And that's how I feel about my dad. Like I've actually had that conversation with my dad, like literally being like, I forgive you. But I think my dad's bipolar. Like it's never been diagnosed, or I think that him being in the Army has definitely affected his mental state, because we've had this conversation where we met up at this Mexican restaurant in Atlanta, Georgia. He actually initiated, and he wanted to talk about my childhood and all that stuff. And I was like, you know what? We talked about it all. He actually took accountability, and I was like, I forgive you. Like, let's start over, clean slate. But I think because he's like mentally not all there, he forgets that we've had this conversation of us calling it truths and me forgiving him and him apologizing to me as well, to the point where every time I talk to him, he brings it up. Like he brings up old stuff as though we haven't already forgiven each other. He'd be like, you know, when you were a kid, your mama didn't let me see you. That's why. And I'm like, bro, we already talked about this. Like literally 5 times. Like, why are we still talking about this as though we haven't, like, and so now I'm with my dad, like, I can't handle his mental state. So like, I love you. I've already forgiven you.
How old is your dad? He older?
56, I think. But my dad, I really think the military messed him up. I really think it messed him up, because mentally, I talked to him and then I talk to him again. It's like the conversation never shifted. Like we never had the conversation. So it's something going on up there.
Is that like he's getting older? Is he just losing track?
No, I think that it's a mental thing, and I think there are other factors involved. Like I can't confirm anything, but I just feel it. Like there's something else involved that's causing you to behave this way.
So you want to shift the topic?
Yeah.
So quick, yeah.
Okay, so when we were talking about the modern woman or whatever, like you were saying, like the man's burden is that he has to work, and the woman's burden is that she has to bear children and take care of household, blah 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 blah. Yeah. So for me, I'm like, okay, cool, like.
And it's a really tough. It's a life curse, because women literally have to deal with cramps, periods, childbirth. You know, it's natural pain of the flesh for life. You know what I mean? Whereas men, we don't have any of that. You know, at all. You know what I mean? But we have the hard labor of work and actually have to go tend the fields and build and, you know, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's two different types of pains.
It's definitely two different types of pain. Like I said, I am, even though I'm not Christian anymore, I have a Christian background. And so I still do believe in the hierarchy of a man leading the household, a woman taking care of, you know, the family and all of that.
Do you believe that the man is the head of the wife?
Yes, of course.
So you don't believe that, like, because some people say like the man is like the head of the household. I mean, yeah, he's the head of the house as well, but a lot of people think that the man is the head of the household, not the head of the wife.
No, I think that once you are married, yeah, you are the head of the wife. Like you are the leader of the household in general or whatever. But I just have to. There's just some modern things about me, like I have to make my own money. I expect my man to be around to an extent where his absence doesn't feel like it's taking a negative effect on the family. Like, as someone who grew up with her father not being around due to the military, it's just not something I could deal with, because that's trauma that I had to literally heal from, not growing up with a father. Like, literally, I started realizing that it was trauma when I would see other people who have great relationships with their father, and I feel envy. And I'm like, I wish I had that. Like, I never had that.
Like, I would definitely say, you know, in the best suitable case, it'd be good to definitely have your father. I do understand that in some extreme cases of survival, you know, the father just has to be gone to provide.
Yeah.
And that's what's most important, is the kids having shelter and food constantly available throughout their upbringing. You know, and there's some extreme cases where the man has to do that ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah.
But in most cases, in a lot of good situations, it is best definitely to. I mean, it's, you know, you have to have your father raising you. You know what I mean? Like, it makes a big difference on the youth to have the father there actually implementing rules and
this is how
being with them.
I know I'm gonna end up dating someone like me, a creative, of a free spirit, someone where we can both just make money off our passions, and those passions you know, when you make money off your passion, it don't feel like work. You know what I mean? So like, just dating someone who has, and this is another thing, like when it comes to dating, these are things I want to talk about, because I'm 32, and I'm nowhere near ready for a kid or a family yet. Like that's literally like at least 3 more years for me, to be quite honest, but life will do what it want to do sometimes. But this is stuff I'm going to talk about with anybody I decide to date moving forward, because I want a family. Like that's on my brain. Like, okay, I want to start meeting someone I can build with. Like, and even if it's not a family, we can like build in other aspects together. So yeah, I want to talk about how you want to raise your kids, what kind of life you want for them, what is your religion, if you have a religion, and like, if we're mentally on the same page. Like this is stuff I'm talking about when I'm dating. So I already know, like, I'm not even getting that far in life with somebody that's with a family and marriage if we don't align mentally on the way we want our household to be ran.
Which is that's a good importance to the not having sex before marriage part.
No, I agree.
Because like I said, when you do have sex, it can end up blurring all that. And you start to skip on some of them things that you feel should be 100% connecting, you know what I mean? Whereas when you don't have the sex, something ain't connecting. It's just like deuces.
Right.
Like, this ain't working.
No, I completely agree with you. I don't think that sex should be introduced so soon. But then, it's such a tough. No, it's such a tough topic, right? Because like genuinely, like I remember, like I slept with this guy pretty early on, and like he happened to be someone I was like on and off again with for like 10 years. Like, you know, like we were like.
That's a struggle.
I mean, it's a struggle.
And that's probably mainly happening because y'all had sex, right?
No,
like
the struggle so that wasn't the struggle. The struggle was, you know, as women, we just fall in like love quicker than guys. And so we literally agreed on everything.
What is falling in love? What is that? For
me, just having feelings about someone where you want to take it to the next level. You don't want to just be, we meet up and hang out, or we go on little dates. Like, hey, I think I kind of want to like do life with you. That's what fall in love with. I'm not gonna fall in love with nobody I don't want to do life with. So that's what I mean with fall in love. Because if I can't see myself doing life with you, it's either gonna just be we friends, or not currently in my life, but when I was on that, like, we just beneficial friends. We either friends or we beneficial, or you have no place in my life at all, like whatever. But
see, I don't really believe in like falling in love anymore. I used to before I found God. But then after I found God and I understood God's love, which love is God, right? So once I gained that love, then the falling in love thing that most humans do and stuff, that kind of like faded away.
So how do you like someone or love another person? What do you consider
with God's love? So it's like, it's kind of like the same love for everybody. You know what I mean? But yeah, when you're with one person, you have a different intimate connection with that person. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like I don't call it like a falling in love type thing. Like, you know, like you get in a relationship with someone, you have those butterfly feelings, everything feel all good, and it's like this emotional roller coaster. You feel like, I love this person, you know what I mean? Then y'all start telling each other y'all love each other and all that. And then as soon as things go bad, then all of a sudden, like, I don't love him no more, you know what I mean? So it's like, what was that love that you thought you had in the first place? It's like it's kind of like an artificial type of a false love. It's like I'm trying to go a good, I don't know if it's a delusional love. I don't know if delusion's a good word. But
facade?
Like, it's like fake, you know what I mean? It's like, you think it's something that exists, but it's really not. It's just like a trick.
Okay, gotcha.
Whereas real love is God's love, you know what I mean? Which is for everyone, you know what I'm saying? Like I would love you the same way I love my wife. You know what I mean? But obviously the connection I have with my wife would be different. You know, we got a whole different relationship. But the love is the same for like all people. Like, I love all people equally.
That's cute.
That's cute.
Yeah, that's cute.
That's interesting.
It was really cute. I don't think it was realistic for most people, but it was cute.
Yeah.
But I mean,
it's interesting. Like, one of my exes used to get upset about that.
I mean, you know what?
She couldn't understand that, like, we'll be out and then, like, if somebody walked past, and I would tell her, yeah, I love her just like I love you.
Who wants to hear that?
She would get, like, bothered by that.
Who wants to hear that?
But it's like, when you know God, it's an understanding of that type of love I'm talking about.
I wouldn't want no
If that
man
makes
telling
sense.
me he loves a random woman the same way he loves me.
But it's
Keep
not
it
just
to
it's
yourself.
not just a random woman. It's men, women, anybody, whoever. Like,
Keep that to yourself.
You know, my grandma, my mom, my
I don't
brother,
need to
my
hear it.
sister. You know what I'm saying?
You know, you can be as peaceful and as I treat everybody equally. I love everyone the same.
Uh-huh.
I don't need to hear about it. I don't. I don't need to hear about it. Like what?
I'm dead.
For what? For what? I just need to hear about how you love me. Why do I care about you loving no random lady the same?
So what love is different? Like
What do you
how I
mean?
love my woman versus like some random outsider or whatever. Like what's different?
There's a deeper level of intimacy do you have with the people that are like in your everyday life than from a random person on the street. Like I love everybody too. Like I literally can meet people and be like, I love you. You know, like because
So do you really though?
I do. I'm
Or
a
you
super.
just saying it?
I'm a super friendly person, so I'm always like, oh my god, I love you. Like,
So you love me?
I mean, yeah.
And like, what does that mean?
That means that like, if you were on fire, I would be like, oh my god, someone give me water. Like, you know, like I'm not detached from like.
And you do that for anybody?
I would do that for anybody,
You mean
like
enemies?
because I don't have enemies.
Oh, interesting.
On God, like I don't have one enemy.
She don't have one enemy.
I don't have one that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Like if you dislike me, you in a battle with yourself.
Mhm.
I have no clue about it, and I don't care to know about it. That's not something that's any of my business. That's something that person needs to take care of with themselves. Like,
So would you be barefoot in the kitchen cooking? Baby's crying. Daddy's gonna be home soon. Would you?
is that not a part of life? I'm sure that happens for everyone. The hell, what? That was nothing
So
interesting.
you cool with that lifestyle? Barefoot in the kitchen?
You wear shoes in your house? I'm always barefoot in my house.
Really?
Yeah.
No socks, no flip flops, nothing.
No, I'm most times barefoot. The only time I'm not barefoot is if I just like living here by the beach, sand and stuff tracks on your feet very easily. So sometimes I get annoyed because my feet will get black just from sand and all that stuff, and then I have to clean my feet before I get in my bed and blah blah. But most of the time I'm barefoot. I don't be caring. I'm a very earthy person.
We got a barefoot in the kitchen, y'all.
I'm an earthy person in general. Like growing up, my stepfather.
So you do grounding?
Yes, like growing up, my stepfather, like I go get the mail or just be outside with no shoes on. He's like, put some shoes on. I'm like, I'm fine. What's wrong?
Put some shoes
Like,
on.
I like being outside barefoot. So that's just who I am. That's how I grew up. Like I
They
grew
say
up.
grounding is like healthy and,
I'm sure it is.
and energy and reviving and stuff.
I mean, growing
And
up,
walking out on the grass. And all that.
I mean, I agree with that.
Mhm.
I grew up in Mobile, Alabama, so like I was barefoot in dirt. Like my grandma didn't have no grass. She had a big yard, but it was just a big yard of dirt. I was outside barefoot then, so being outside barefoot on grass ain't nothing. I think that the most important part about this conversation is just realizing that you can have a conversation with someone that has a completely different view from you. Like he's Christian and he loves everyone the same. I'm spiritual and I love everyone, but not the same. So
So
just
you love people differently.
I definitely love people differently. Absolutely. I do. There are levels to my love.
See, I think it's a difference from treating people differently versus loving people differently.
I treat all people the same.
Like
Like-
I love all people equally, but I would treat people differently depending on situations and who you are, whether you're an enemy of mine, whether you're not an enemy of mine, you know. But the love in me will tell you the truth equally. You know what I mean? Like I would guide you with the love of God the same way I would guide anyone else. You know what I mean? Which is why I speak to anyone in my family equally. Like I don't treat an elder just because they're an elder. You know, I'm not gonna hold back or whatever. Like I check my grandma when she needs to be checked. I check my mama when she needs to be checked. You know, daddy, mama, so whoever needs to be checked. You know, in a righteous manner. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I feel you. I love look, I have levels to my love. The base level loves everyone. This is the whole earth. I love you all the same. I wish you well. Peace and blessings. All of that. But then the levels come into play when I know you more. So like, if you're a friend, a best friend, I love you on a level completely different from the stranger walking down the street. Like completely. And I would sacrifice more for you than I would sacrifice for the stranger walking down the street. And then it just builds from there. Like I love my mom more than I love my best friend. And then I'm sure I'll get married one day and I love my husband because he's supposed to be the head of the household more than everybody below. But
if you get divorced.
Well, I don't think I'm gonna get divorced.
If you part from your husband, right? Hopefully not. But if you part from your husband, does that love change all of a sudden?
No, because for example, and this is not marriage, but pretty much, I was in one relationship. I've only had one real relationship in my whole entire life. We were together for 8 years and met him in college. And although we're not together anymore, which is heartbreaking because this is who I thought I was gonna marry, have kids with, everything. I still love him as though I was in love with him. I'm not seeking to be with him, but I love him the same. Like, I love him the same.
Okay.
So, there are levels to my love, but I respect everyone equally until you give me a reason not to. And that's just that.
Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this this hour, 2 hour long unhealthy mukbang.
Very unhealthy mukbang.
It's a mess in here. I still got seasoned mango in my tooth.
Not the mango.
Not the mangoes. But yeah, man, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. I'm gonna leave Shawnee's YouTube link in the description. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe, show her some love, check out her content. If y'all interested in being an expat, which is like travelers, people who go from certain countries and live in other countries, she's the one. She's into a lot of that stuff. So.
No, that's the thing.
You are.
No. But I don't want people to come to my channel thinking that's what you're gonna get. Like I think.
But they are gonna get that though.
No, you will get some of that. I just want to say that. I just want for clarity. My channel is more about self-acceptance than anything. That's been my biggest struggle in life, accepting myself and loving on myself without the opinions of other people changing it. So for anything, if anything, yes, I'm an expat, yes, I travel, but all of this is a journey of me falling in love with myself and accepting myself for exactly who I am. So my channel is about self-acceptance and self-discovery and self-growth through travel and various things, but I am not a travel vlogger. I am not a Mexico vlogger. That's not me. So if you're into just bettering yourself mentally,
it's okay to be.
I just don't want to give a false impression. Like if you're thinking you got to come to my channel, it's just gonna be travel vlogs. It's really more of like me going through life and figuring out this adulthood, figuring out how to love myself, figuring out how to.
And you say you might be living somewhere besides Mexico at some point, right?
Exactly. So I'm not a travel vlogger. I'm just on a journey. Like I'm on a spiritual journey with myself.
That just so happens to like just travel a little bit. And
yeah, that spiritual journey includes taking myself out of environments that I've been conditioned to be comfortable in. I think growth happens when you take yourself out of what kind of growth happens in comfort? Not much, because you've already adapted to the environment.
Like I'd be so comfortable.
I don't want to be in a comfortable, content environment.
She right.
I want to be somewhere that forces me to use survival skills that help you grow. Like moving here, I didn't know Spanish. Now I got to figure out how to navigate and stuff. You know, like I like placing myself in environments that forces me to level up as who I am as a human being. So that's why the travel aspect comes in, because I'm constantly taking myself out of a situation that I've become so comfortable in and dropping myself in a situation that I have nothing. I don't know anything. So it's like you force yourself to learn and grow. So that's the travel comes from learning and growing and wanting to adapt more. So I'm not a travel vlogger. I'm a self-love enthusiast. That's what I am.
Right. And me too. I'm not a travel vlogger. I'm a self-love enthusiast. But I do got
through God.
You're right, through God.
Through Christianity. Because mine is through God. His is through Christianity.
I mean, it's through God. It's only one true God, but
no. That's fine. I agree with that. I agree. I think we all praise the same God, just differently.
But yeah. Comment below, man. Let me know what y'all think. Share y'all thoughts, y'all opinions. And yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, this has been nice.
Yeah, big gremlin, about to get my groove on. Choppers too long, big luggage, no U-Haul. Touched a few souls, got them living like Duval. Angels stand too tall, mental thoughts loot all. BLM, who they be, gang banging. ALM, who we be, God slanging. Big stepper, Bigfoot, black pepper. James 47, big storm, my weather.